Emily sat at the small kitchen table, her hands wrapped around a warm cup of tea. Outside, the rain fell softly, and the gray sky matched her mood. She looked at the small bottle of pills on the counter. The doctor had said these would help her feel better, but she wasn't sure they worked. Her husband, David, was in the living room, scrolling on his phone. He didn't notice her staring. Emily remembered the early days of their marriage. David had been loving, kind, and attentive. But now, the house felt empty even when he was there. They shared meals, watched TV, and talked about simple things, but the closeness was gone. Her best friend, Sarah, called often, but Emily rarely talked about her sadness. She didn't want to burden anyone. Sometimes, she whispered her thoughts to the pills. "Maybe you can help me feel something," she said, popping one into her mouth. The taste was bitter, but she swallowed it anyway. The days felt heavy. Emily woke up tired. Even after a full night of sleep, she laughed less, smiled less, and sometimes cried quietly in the bathroom. David noticed little, and when he did, he said, "You need to relax. These pills will help." But the pills didn't heal the emptiness. One evening, David suggested a dinner at a nearby restaurant. Emily tried to feel excited, but when she saw him laughing at his phone, her heart sank. She remembered a time when he laughed like that with her, not at something else. At the restaurant, she smiled politely, but her mind wandered. After dinner, Sarah texted, "Are you okay?" Emily typed back, "I'm fine." Then she deleted it and sent, "Just tired." Sarah replied with a heart emoji, but Emily felt alone. The pills were not enough. Back home, Emily looked at herself in the mirror. Her eyes were dull, her lips dry, and her hair unkempt. She touched her face and whispered, "Why am I so tired all the time?" She wanted to be happy, to feel loved, but nothing changed. The pills were small, white, and empty. A few days later, Emily noticed David's phone buzzing constantly. He laughed quietly at the messages, hiding them from her. Curiosity and fear pressed on her chest. One evening, when he stepped into the shower, Emily picked up his phone. Her hands shook. The messages were from a woman named Laura. They were casual at first, but then they became intimate. Emily's heart raced, and tears blurred her vision. The words on the screen were clear. David was cheating. Her chest ached. She dropped the phone. Sarah called that night, and Emily picked up. "I need to tell you something," Emily whispered. Through shaky words, she told Sarah about the messages. "Oh, Emily. I'm so sorry," Sarah said softly. "You don't deserve this." Emily confronted David that night. "Who is Laura?" she asked, her voice shaking. David froze, then tried to lie. But Emily had seen enough. The truth was unavoidable. "I can't believe this," she said. "All these months you were with her?" David looked at her, guilt and anger mixing in his eyes. "It's not what you think," he started, but Emily walked away. She went to the bedroom, holding the bottle of pills. Maybe these could make the pain go away, she thought. She took two, but the pills did not heal her. The hurt stayed. Her mind replayed memories of their early love, the promises, the smiles. They were gone, replaced by lies and betrayal. Emily cried silently, feeling empty. She wanted David to stay, to apologize, to promise he would change. But she also knew that trust, once broken, could not be fixed with words alone. The next morning, she packed a small bag. She didn't leave the house, but she needed space. She went to the park, sitting on a bench under a large tree. The rain had stopped. Children played nearby. Couples walked holding hands. Emily felt invisible. Sarah came later, bringing tea and snacks. They sat together quietly. Emily didn't have to talk. Sarah just held her hand, and that simple touch felt comforting. Days passed, but Emily's heartache didn't. She tried to continue her routine. Work, cooking, cleaning, but every task felt heavy. The pills made her dizzy and sleepy, but didn't take away the pain. Every time she saw David, she felt a pang in her chest. One afternoon, she met with a counselor recommended by Sarah. The office was simple: soft chairs, calm walls, and a warm light. Emily didn't show her face to anyone. She sat quietly listening. The counselor spoke gently. "Tell me about your feelings," she said. Emily spoke in short sentences, her voice low. I feel lonely." He cheated. "Pills, they don't help." I cry every night. The counselor nodded. You can't control what he did. You can only heal yourself. Emily thought about the pills. They were useless against betrayal. They dulled the mind but could not mend a broken heart. She thought about the mornings when she smiled for David, the evenings when she tried to laugh, the silent tears in the bathroom. Healing had to come from inside, not from a bottle. She started to write in a journal, describing her thoughts, her pain and her fears. Writing helped her breathe. The words became a small light in the darkness. She went for walks in the park, watched the trees sway, and listened to the wind. Emily slowly learned that being alone did not mean being lonely. One evening, David came home. Emily, can we talk? He asked. She shook her head. Not now, she said softly. She had learned that she didn't need answers, apologies, or explanations to feel better. Her heart belonged to her first. Emily also met Sarah for coffee. They laughed quietly, sharing small moments. Emily realized that love was not only romantic. Friendship, care and support mattered too. Her chest felt lighter. The pills stayed untouched in the drawer. She didn't need them anymore. Weeks passed. Emily continued to heal slowly. She focused on herself, cooking new recipes, reading, journaling, and walking in the mornings. She smiled when she thought of small joys, like a bird on a tree or the smell of fresh bread. David tried to contact her, leaving messages and flowers, but Emily did not reply. She realized that healing meant letting go, not holding on. One evening, she sat on her balcony, sipping tea, watching the sunset. The colors were beautiful, and for the first time in months, she felt calm. Emily thought about the pills. They had promised relief but never delivered. Real healing was patience, reflection, and love for herself. She didn't hate David, but she accepted that some people cannot be trusted. Betrayal hurt, but it also taught her strength. Sarah visited again. You look better, she said. Emily smiled. I feel better, she replied. They walked in the park, chatting and laughing quietly. Emily realized that life could continue, even after pain. Sometimes, Emily still thought of the past, of what she lost, but she didn't let it control her. She planned small trips, new experiences, and even hobbies she had given up. The emptiness faded, replaced by self-respect and hope. One morning, Emily looked at her reflection. She touched her face gently and whispered, I am enough. I can be happy again. The pills remained untouched in the drawer. They did not heal her, but her courage and heart did. Emily's story ended not with revenge or anger but with quiet strength. Life was fragile and sometimes unfair, but healing came from within. She learned that pain could be transformed into growth, and betrayal could teach resilience. The heart could mend if nurtured with patience, self-love and care. Moral: pills cannot heal emotional wounds. True healing comes from within, from acceptance, support, and self-love.